and welcome to another episode of Life in the Mind, a neurodivergent podcast made by neurodivergent people. I am Joy Amy Wigman.
I am Zabe Nawaz.
And today it is Life in the Mind of Roberta Smart.
Hi, Joy Amy. Hey, Zabe.
Hello, Roberta. So we normally start these with the question, what is your relationship with neurodivergence?
Blimey. So late to the party, which pretty much sums up my life. As a long life, a long life badge wearer of missed the memo, which seemed to have summed up my life since I was a child. But no, I think in the last few years, you do lots of exploring, you do all the tests, you do all the questions, you meet the people, and slowly it dawns on you, even if the doctors haven't got room on the waiting list to actually test you. So it's ADHD for me, without a doubt. I don't feel it's autism, but you know, one day that brick may fall on my head. But definitely ADHD, and for me, it's helped me understand. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense of all the things.
We hear that a lot with people who are kind of late discovery. I'm a late discoverer myself.
Me too.
And so same. So it makes big changes. Big changes.
Huge. I mean, more than anything else, you take a few of the tests and you read a few of the books, and you start getting more information. And, you know, thank God for TikTok, because, there's someone that has my life experience and has this condition. So slowly things start falling into place. And suddenly that narrative of, you haven't fulfilled your potential. You were such a bright girl. You could have done so much, but you completely failed to finish anything, complete anything, stick at anything. Oh, I'm not a complete... Am I allowed to swear on this podcast?
we'll just like squeak it out.
I'm not a complete hookup. I am neurodivergent. I've got ADHD. It makes sense, and it just gives me a little bit of peace, I think. It's the main thing.
And actually, like, you've done so much with your life.
Yeah.
You've done loads.
Well, yeah, that was the main thing. The narrative, I was the famous disappearing actress. Like, any of my friends were like, I moved house. I basically had 30 jobs in 10 years. Let's quickly draw it back. I left school at the beginning of the 90s. I had 30 jobs in 10 years. Because every job was like a stopgap. I'll just get this and then I'll find the thing. One day I'll find the thing. One day someone will discover me. So I worked in public-facing jobs like hotels, pubs, restaurants, shops, anywhere where I was with the public. Because unlike the prince will come and, you know, rescue the romantic, no romance, but someone will see me and go, I know you and you are just what I need, and come and do your work with me and you'll be fabulous. I'm still waiting. Haven't quite been discovered yet, but 30 jobs in 10 years, which I think shows flexibility and an ability to shift and change and rapidly adjust. Most people see it as a complete failure to be an employee. And
it is a success in not dealing with people's rubbish.
And you've got so many skills from that. You've got a myriad of skills that you've accomplished from that.
I usually say I can do literally anything. And I think a lot of it is perspective. Are you a failure because you can't stick at anything and you can't cope and you have to move on? Or are you a complete supreme success because I'm a chameleon? People were asking me earlier on, how do you describe yourself before I came in here? I said, well, who do you want me to be? I'm just a human prostitute, because it's like, who do you want me to be? Because spiritual prostitute. But it is, I am whoever, if I'm with writers, I'm in the writer's room, I'm a writer. If I'm in the actor's room, I'm an actor. If I'm in the funeral procession room, I am a funeral professional. If I'm in the mum's school gate toddlers, I'm a mother. If I'm in a care home setting, I am a care professional. I've done all of these things. I hold all of these things with equal weight. So
how has it changed your relationship with yourself, given that you have had a late diagnosis? I know everybody's journey is different. So how would you describe it? What's the change you've seen within yourself?
Okay, the willingness to sort of put it at the front. So now when I meet new people and new jobs, like, I've just literally changed jobs again after a year. So I've been back in the workplace since 2021 and I'm already on job 5. And I said to my employer, look, I've got ADHD. And it's like, okay, I don't care. You know, but I'm now put it at the front. I'm fronting it up so that I can then explain when they come back to me with a criticism of Why didn't you pay attention? No, mention the ADHD. Why didn't you finish the thing you started? We did discuss this. Now it's almost, I'm putting it on the table. If you still want to take me on, then take,
Yeah.
sold a scene, basically. It's sold a scene, no refunds, which gives me a lot more confidence just to be comfortable in my skin. And now I focus on what I'm good at. So I've just worked in a professional setting, in an office setting for a year, and chose to leave because they want me to be 100% specific and accurate in what I write and what I spell and how. No. We don't do accuracy. We do best effort, have a damn good go at it, and I'm a delightful person. You get all of that. But you want me also to be completely 100% accurate in everything I ever type. No, I think we ought to stop now.
Given you said you had 30 jobs in 10 years, like 5 jobs in like over the last...
That's 3 months average.
Yeah, so you've evolved, really, haven't you?
Yeah.
And in terms of you found out what works for you and what doesn't, and where your strengths lie in what environment they
You'd
lie.
think. You'd think. So 30 jobs in 10 years. Then I had my first child. And then I had a relationship with someone who had a disability. And then I became someone who did not work in the workplace and was not waged for 20 years. My best years, the years when you're all building a career and you're building your future and you're putting money into your pension pot and buying your own house, I had no money. I was unwaged for 20 years. I was a mom and I was a professional volunteer. So even at that time when I wasn't working, I did a school PTA. I was a volunteer for Citizens Advice Bureau. I was a parent governor at my school. I didn't stick my nose in my kids' schools, but I invested in them. I invested in time. My parents were always like, school's your business, nothing to do with me. That really offish, distant, no interest in your school life. It's nothing to do with us. So I was committed to, I knew the teachers. I knew the curriculum. I knew the challenges of the school. I knew the challenges of funding. So again, I got involved in the community of the school.
So you didn't really, you weren't working for pay, but you were still working all that time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
just didn't
thing. I
stop.
was unwaged. I wasn't salaried and I didn't have a job I can put on a CV. I also started doing tarot reading at that time. I trained as a block clearance therapist. I set up psychic parties. I started doing healing, trained as a Reiki healer. I've done a lot of things.
So it sounds like you've gone for your passion rather than it's not been in the monetary. It's been about what drives you, what keeps you in an authentic state.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the main thing. I mean, I trained in a system called 7 Words, which is a communication system which was created about 15 years ago. And I took that system, which was quite masculine, and created my whole set of oracle cards, and I invested in my art. So I created 35 original art pieces, got them printed up these oracle cards, sold them across the world, did readings online, had a whole community on Facebook. I was quite a big cheese. I had people in America discussing me in their retreats. I've got a lady in Australia now who still uses my cards in her retreats. I mean, it's like they are massive achievements in anyone's book, but me being me, it's like, okay, that happened. Next
thing.
So I think the ADHD thing also, sometimes we forget what we've done,
And I'm quite business minded because my father was very instilled in me, and like I'm thinking that these people are using that. I'm like, you should get people to pay for that. It's just like, but it just sounds like it's so not about the money. It's so much about making sure your authenticity is coming through.
I would like to agree, but I'd also say I think there's fear where money's concerned. I mean, they bought the cards. I got money for the cards and I got money for readings, and people do pay me money to do my work sometimes. To be a professional, you've got to not only create something and deliver it, but you've got to turn up every day. Every day. And keep doing it. And then you don't love it anymore. And then you're in the doo-doo because you're stuck. So to me, the making money equals trap.
That's really interesting, because I was speaking to a friend last week, and it was about some singing work, and I said, it's not much money, but I think you really enjoy it. And he said, I don't take money for doing that anymore, because if I attach money to it, I don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
So he was a professional singer, and then left to join the family business. So now he just doesn't invoice for it if he does it, because if he attaches money, doesn't enjoy it
I love
anymore.
getting paid.
I love getting paid.
I love having money in the bank account. You know, the reality is I love having the money, the little bit that I have. And I have the dreams, you know, I want to go traveling. I want to go abroad. I want to do things in my life. I want to do things. I need the money. But it's the commitment part. I was saying to some of your colleagues earlier, I was trained as a civil celebrant. So I can take funerals, I can take weddings. The concept of you talking to me now to say, oh, Roberta, we're getting married next year in about 18 months to 24 months. We'd love you to do our wedding for us. But 24 months, you want me to commit to be in a room with you in 2 years' time? Are you mad? So I can't build a wedding business because I would literally die if I have to commit and put something in a diary.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing that day. That sounds insane, but
No,
I just...
it doesn't at all, actually.
It doesn't at all.
But tell me you want to
doesn't.
get married in 6 weeks' time
Yeah.
and we're having a mad, crazy panic and will you be our celebrant and we're all going to go to Hobbycraft now and quickly make bunting and I'll be up for it. I will be there. I will meet with you. I'll talk with you. I'll write out your ceremony. I'll deliver you a wedding like in 6 weeks. Bang. We'll do that. No problem. With the best day ever. Don't be planning your traditional wedding for 2 years' time in a venue and expect me to be any part of it because what that says about me, I don't really know. But
Well, it's whatever you say about yourself, isn't it? It's and like you're saying, there's so many skills and so many, as I said, the myriad of skills that you've accomplished along the way. It's just there's a lot to be said about that, isn't it? It's the journey that you've been on that's got you here today.
I used to say I'm a chameleon. I didn't know who I was. I remember talking to my partner and friends about this, but I don't know who I actually am. You stick me in a room alone and like with a range of, I suppose, what do you do with a small kid? You put them in the room with a range of the toys and see which ones they gravitate to. But I'd just pick up all of the things, wear all of the outfits, put all the costumes on, play with all of them, read all the books, and I still wouldn't be any clearer at the end about who I am. Which one is me?
My old friend once asked me a question that sort of ended with me discovering I was autistic, which was, who is Joy Amy under all the hats? And it's just that thing of being such a different person in every setting. Who's the baseline? Who is that person? And I think I've come to the conclusion that I am all those people, and that they, for me, all those people that I've done a lot of culling over the past couple of years of the hats. A lot of the hats have been thrown in the bin because they weren't serving me.
Yeah.
But I've discovered that some of the hats are actually me, and those individual personalities of me are valid because I worry I'm not being authentic.
Yeah.
So
me too.
Actor Joy Amy, I now feel that is an authentic side of me.
Yeah.
Or podcasting Joy Amy, I feel like this is an authentic side of me.
Yes.
Like, even though they are two different personalities, I act differently doing them, but it's an authentic part of me.
Well, do you know what I find funny about that? Is I think the same. I literally go back to, who were you in your first 5 years, Rob? Who were you as a small child? And at 3 years old, I'm getting the tea strainer and I'm singing in the kitchen. And I'm singing at the top of my voice. And the performer, right there from the minute I came out. The writer, writing poems when I was 3 or 4, writing and finding it really easy to write. Yes, definitely me. So the performer, and yet they're the things that people might think are the most fake. Actors are fake. They make things up. Writers are fake. They make things up. That can't be a genuine personality. That scrambles me just a little bit.
Me too, as you were saying.
The parts of me which are most honest are the parts of me where I get to pretend and make things up.
Yeah.
But also, I think it depends, because I know with me, like when you were saying the 2 years, the autistic part of me is like, great, I plan every tiny single little thing that I'll be doing. I'll visualize it and make sure it goes, everything is going to be absolutely perfect. Like I spent 2 years doing our website for the equine assisted psychotherapy role that I have. And I spent 2 years because it had to be perfect. And people like, can I help? I was like, no.
Wow.
But then the ADHD part of me would do like the framework of it, and then like 6 weeks before it would be scrambling to get it all together. So it's kind of like that yin and that yang.
I kind of wish I had a bit of the autism in there, which would give me the deep dive. But no, I've realised. I read Barbara Sher, and if you come across Barbara Sher, the concept of scanners, that it came up years ago, and now I'm wondering if she was going to be disproven, and it wasn't that we were scanners, it's that we had ADHD. But a scanner is someone who learns a new thing, gets attracted to a new thing, learns as much as they need, and stops. Done that now. You know?
Yeah.
I've done that. Cool. What's next? Whereas what is seen as normal is you learn it and then you learn more. Then you become an expert and then you deep dive and you become a specialist and then you're a proper person.
That's me.
Throw things across the room. You get out.
Yeah, that's me.
But the scanner thing is like, it's not that you're bored. You're done.
You're done.
You're done. Hence the 30 jobs in 10 years. I've started the job. I've impressed at the interview. I've started the new job. I've mastered it. I know what I'm doing. The customers like me. You like me. That done it. And now have I got to do this? What? Every day? What's the point now? I've learned as much as I can. And then the gut-wrenching no, the huge, deep repulsion of no, it piles up. You can't stay. You cannot stay. You can't do it anymore. And people are watching going, my God, you can't stick anything.
That's really interesting. The idea of you master something and then you move on and you're happy to move on with it.
Do as much
That's
as you want. You learn a language. You learn as much as you feel comfortable learning. Okay, new language now. You never become an expert. You never become the best. You never know the most. But you know enough.
If you, by your discovery of ADHD, has unmasking sort of allowed you to move in a different way or present yourself in a different way?
Well, it's weird because my discovery of being ADHD has coincided with menopause.
Right.
So right at the point where my body went, oh, hell no. So I haven't yet found a freedom in my movement yet because I've gone through the extreme tired, I've gone through the aches and pains, I've gone through the neurosis of menopause. So that was a bit of a crash. And then we had a pandemic. You remember that nice year? Pandemic where like I just basically was in bed for a year and I look back and think, what the hell happened? But I literally, if I got out of bed, you'll probably resonate with this one. I got out of bed and felt physically sick, tired, like I was going to die. Staggered downstairs, made a cup of tea, went, I don't feel good, went back to bed. And that went on for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And I had no idea why. I had no idea what was going on. But because A, I wasn't at work, and B, it was the pandemic, it went unnoticed. That makes sense. Just me and my partner knew. And the fact that Mom was always in bed whenever the kids came around. Where's Mum? Oh, she's in there. She's in bed. She's having a nap. And that became my normal for about a year. But because I wasn't calling in sick to work or cancelling on anything, because nothing was happening, I don't think anyone ever looked at it. But I look back now and go, I think that was probably a peak menopause breakdown. And also this all come crashing together. And then we had layers of my relationship coming crashing down, a sexual identity also becoming more obvious. I always thought I was bi. I always figured that I was slightly queer and fruity, but because I've never had the opportunity to live within that, I was hetero programmed and have lived in that way unsuccessfully my entire life. So the ADHD, the fruity sexuality, the menopause, everything's changed. I'm now at this point, I'm at 56, and I'm at this point where I'm just going to go, oh, newborn chick, literally, like, who the hell am I now? And it's quite exciting. I'm also single. I've also, completely finalised my relationship with my children's father. So now it's like you're single, you're ADHD, you're weirdly fruity, and you're middle-aged and a creative and brilliant
and
awesome,
absolutely
and
awesome.
Such catch. And I'm just waiting now for the next offer. That one day someone will find me and give me my life on a plate. So,
well, this is a podcast, so it's going out.
It's going out to lots of people.
So you never know. You never know.
Take me for dinner. Take me. Yeah, I just want to go on holidays. I want to travel. I want to see the world now. That's the next part, really.
It's crazy adventure time.
Yeah. Big style and ride horses again.
We don't ride horses.
No, but just generally speaking, I want to ride horses again.
No, we were talking.
Been a whole while.
We were talking about. I know this perfect place.
Being a larger, I'm a larger of the species. I am over 6 foot, and I need a big
Where there's a will, there's a way.
I think that's a lovely thing to end on. Just starting your life in adventure.
Yes.
It'd be really nice to hear from you guys at home, kind of comments about that sort of new life thing, which is great because it's nearly Easter and that's about new life and rebirth, and how you feel. Did your diagnosis or discovery make it feel like a rebirth? Leave your comments. Thank you so much for joining us, Roberta, and we'll see you again soon.
Thanks, Amy. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, folks, that's it for this episode. Find us on Instagram at life.inthemind. Our other socials are linked in the bio. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Bye!